We'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we conducted our studies with RMIT and our fieldwork at Melbourne Zoo. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. We also acknowledge the traditional custodians of lands, waters and skies across Australia and recognising their continuing connection to country.
Thank you for the acknowledgement of land, Eliana. The first animal we will be speaking about today is the short-beaked echidna. The short-beaked echidna is a mammal, meaning they have hair and mammary glands. They make up part of the smallest mammalian order, Monotremata, with the only other animal being the platypus. This order is especially unique because they're the only mammals to not give live birth. Their family Tachyglossidae is only inclusive of the echidna, and the species itself is Tachyglossus aculeatus. The main morphological identifiers of the short-beaked echidna include the spines that run along its back, the sharp curved claws it has, the long snout, and the long tongue it has. The echidna was not seen when we were at the zoo, hence the photo sourced from the Melbourne Museum, but that is because one of its main behaviours is burrowing. Like other animals, the echidna burrows to avoid predation, and especially nest invasion, as it lays eggs. But unlike some other animals, the echidna also burrows to avoid heat, even to the point of becoming nocturnal in some hotter areas. The echidna can also ball up when threatened. This works as a defense mechanism, as it is covered in spines. The echidna has many distinct adaptations that make it unique. Primarily the spines on its back, while similar to other mammals such as the hedgehog and porcupine, have developed independently. This is most likely a defense mechanism against predation, as predators can't attack from behind without getting harmed. Another adaptation is that of the round claws it has, which helps it burrow, and find bugs, which is one of its main food sources. The long sticky tongue it has supports this, especially to invade ant mounds and simultaneously eat many bugs at once. The endangered status, according to the Melbourne Zoo, suggests that the echidna is of least concern in terms of population collapse or extinction. Therefore, there is not any specific program in the zoo to support population rehabilitation at this time. Now on to the next animal. The next animal that I will speak about today is the Philippine crocodile. Like all crocodiles, the Philippine crocodile is found in the reptile class within the Crocodilia order. Further in, the Philippine crocodile is found in the Crocodilidae family, a family which includes most true crocodiles. The species itself is Crocodilus mindorensis. The Philippine crocodile shares many of its features with most other crocodiles, such as scales, a long snout, and a long bony tail. However, in relation to most crocodiles, the Philippine crocodile is relatively small and compact. The main behavior that was seen at the zoo was that of ambush preying. This is when the Philippine crocodile floats still just above the water in an attempt to catch any prey that swim by off guard. This behavior can be seen in the photo that was taken. One of the main adaptations of the Philippine crocodile is the compactness of its body. Having a relatively deep and short jaw, compared to other crocodiles, allows the Philippine crocodile to have a bit of a stronger bite and a much more diverse diet. Similarly, the spiny tail allows the crocodile to navigate while swimming with ease, which is supported by the webbed feet it has. The crocodile also has limbs which are much more dorsally oriented compared to other reptiles such as lizards. This means it can stand deeper in water upright, as well as move over rough terrain without it touching its stomach. The current endangered status, according to the Melbourne Zoo, is critically endangered. This is the highest level of endangerment before local extinction. To help rehabilitate populations, the Melbourne Zoo is currently supporting an in-captivity breeding program. This is the initial step in increasing Philippine crocodile populations before attempting to rehabilitate in wild through re-release. Now I'll pass it on to Nick to talk about some carnivorans.
The small-clawed Asian otter is a small carnivorous mammal built for its partially aquatic and partially terrestrial lifestyle. Their slender, elongated bodies perfectly adapt them for quick and precise movements as they hunt in the water. Combining this with their whiskers attuned to sense prey in the water, and webbed paws for improved swimming ability, they are a perfect aquatic hunter. Their claws help them to open the shells of mollusks, while their canines help them to rip the meat from the shell. It is also worth noting that their claws are much smaller proportionally compared with other carnivores such as lions and tigers. Hence, they are classified in the genus Aenix, as this translates to clawless. Further, it is their body shape and size that classifies them within the family Mustelidae. These otters have short, thick fur covering their bodies, which helps protect them from the cold environment they live in, whether that is on land or in the water. As they are quite social animals, they may garner protection from other predators through their desire to remain in a group. This idea is strengthened by their constant calling for each other, should one of them become separated from the group. Other notable behaviors include grooming for cleanliness and marking territory, presumably for cautioning other predatory animals in the area, but may be a secondary communication mechanism. Unfortunately, the Asian otter is listed as a vulnerable species. This is due to pollution of their habitat and hunting. Captivity breeding has been encouraged since 1983 by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. There are currently 5 otters split into 2 enclosures at Melbourne Zoo, where they have a large space to roam, swim, and socialise. Although they are in order carnivora like otters, the Sumatran tiger is different in many ways. To begin with, it is primarily built for a terrestrial lifestyle. They are a large, slender feline designed for the forest. Hence, they are classified in the Felidae family and the Panthera genus. Their orange coats are adorned with black stripes, allowing them to blend with the trees, which gives them an edge while hunting. On top of this, their pupils can dilate significantly, giving them a visual advantage while hunting. Their paws are also padded in such a way that allows them to move silently and cross terrain more effectively. Furthermore, they have large claws and canines for tearing or shredding meat. Meanwhile, their whiskers provide them with balance as they move through the winding forest, and they have a thick coat for environmental protection. Notably, they lounge and groom for lengthy periods, assumably to conserve energy and to maintain cleanliness respectively. One of the tigers acted in head rubbing while pacing at one stage, which may have been to mark territory. However, they were also meowing as they paced, so this head rubbing may have been a show of kindness. Unfortunately, the Sumatran tiger is critically endangered, with only 400 individuals in the world. This includes those in captivity. This circumstance has come about due to habitat loss through deforestation for palm oil, as well as hunting and disease. Captivity breeding has been encouraged with the goal to re-establish the population back in the wild.
Hi, I'm Eliana, and I'll be talking about the ring-tailed lemurs, a primate found only on the island of Madagascar. Ring-tailed lemurs are easily recognized by their grey and white bodies and their long black and white ringed tails. They also have distinct bright orange eyes. Taxonomically, they belong to the phylum Chordata, class Mammalia, order Primates, family Lemuridae, genus Lemur, and species Lemur cata. Ring-tailed lemurs are very social animals. They live in groups known as conspiracies and spend a lot of time interacting with one another. They communicate through facial expressions, vocal sounds, and scent glands. Ring-tailed lemurs also participate in grooming behaviors, which help strengthen social bonds within the group. Another unique behavior is their famous sun-worshipping posture. On cool mornings, they sit upright, facing the sun with their arms spread out to absorb warmth. When resting, several individuals often huddle together in a ball for warmth and protection, while one member remains alert as a guard. In terms of feeding, ring-tailed lemurs are opportunistic omnivores. This means they eat a wide variety of food, depending on what is available throughout the year. Their diet mainly consists of fruits and plants material, but they will also eat insects and other small invertebrates when the opportunity arises. They possess several adaptations that help them move throughout their environment. Their long tail acts as a balancing tool when traveling along branches or moving across rocky terrain. The hands provide excellent manual dexterity, allowing them to grasp branches and manipulate food. They also spend a lot of time in trees, but ring-tailed lemurs are actually quite terrestrial compared to other primates and often move on all 4 limbs across the ground. They are also excellent jumpers, capable of leaping between branches while accurately grasping their landing point. Unfortunately, ring-tailed lemurs are currently classified as endangered, and 103 of the 107 known lemur species in Madagascar are facing extinction risks. The greatest threats include habitat loss caused by deforestation for agriculture, fuel production, and mining. They are also affected by poaching for food and the illegal pet trade. Climate change is making food and water resources less predictable, while introduced species such as cats and dogs prey on lemurs and contribute to habitat fragmentation. Several conservation efforts are helping protect ring-tailed lemurs. Melbourne Zoo participates in breeding programs that help maintain healthy captive populations. If breeding programs in Madagascar fail, the Melbourne Zoo lemurs will repopulate over there. Organisations such as the Lemur Conservation Network support habitat restoration, fire prevention, captive breeding initiatives, community education, and feral animal management. Together, these actions aim to ensure the long-term survival of the lemurs. Cotton-top tamarins are small primates native to northwestern Colombia. They are known for their striking appearance, particularly the long white crest of hair on their heads that resemble a cotton tuft. They are relatively small animals, reaching around 23 centimeters in height, and their tails are longer than their bodies, which helps them maintain balance while moving through the forest canopy. Cotton tamarins belong to the phylum Chordata, class Mammalia, order Primates, family Callitrichidae, genus Saguneus, and species S. oedipus. They are highly social animals and live in family groups known as troops. Living in groups provides protection from predators and allows individuals to cooperate when searching for food and caring for young. They often sleep together in trees and are constantly alert to potential danger. Group members scan their surroundings for predators, and when one detects a threat, it produces an alarm call to warn the rest of the troop. Groups may also work together to harass or drive away predators, increasing their chances of survival. In terms of feeding, cotton-top tamarins are also opportunistic omnivores. Their diet includes fruits, nectar, plant materials, and insects, but they may also consume small reptiles and amphibians. An unusual adaptation of the species is that they are known to swallow disproportionately large seeds. These seeds can help remove intestinal parasites as they pass through the digestive tract. Cotton-top tamarins are well adapted to life in trees. They move quadrupedally along branches and use claw-like nails that provide excellent grip on barks and branches. The long tails assist with balance while climbing and leaping through the canopy. Despite these adaptations, cotton-top tamarins face significant conservation challenges. Habitat destruction caused by deforestation has greatly reduced the amount of suitable rainforests available to them. Forest fragmentation isolates populations and makes it more difficult for individuals to find mates and resources. Historically, they have also been affected by illegal wildlife trade and human disturbance. To help protect the species, a range of conservation initiatives have been established. Melbourne Zoo contributes through international breeding programs that maintain genetically diverse populations. In Colombia, conservation organizations have launched programs focusing specifically on protecting cotton-top tamarins and their habitat. These programs work with local communities through conservation agreements, forest restoration projects, and tree planting initiatives. They also create protected rainforest habitats and provide conservation-related employment opportunities, helping local people earn sustainable incomes while supporting wildlife protection.
Emus are a tall flightless bird that lives in Australia. Emus are in the phylum Chordata, class Reptilia, order Aves, but more specifically superorder Paleognathae, family Dromaeodae, but sometimes placed in the family Cassowariidae, genus Dromaeus, and species D. novahollandae. The emu have several distinctive morphological characteristics. Unlike flying birds, emus lack a keel on their breastbone, which means they cannot fly. They have a long neck that allows them to observe their surroundings and detect potential threats from distances. Compared to other members of the superorder order Paleognathae, such as the southern cassowary, emus have long, strong legs with 3 toes that are specifically adapted for running long distances. They also possess a sharp, pointed beak with long grayish-brown feathers that help them blend into their environments. In terms of their behavior, emus are social animals that often remain in their flock. They spend a lot of their time walking around and exploring their surroundings. Emus have several adaptations that assist with their feeding. They do not have a teeth, so they swallow their food whole. While they eat, their head-bobbing movements help them gather and consume their food. Their diet mainly consists of leaves, seeds, fruits, and small insects. For locomotion, emus are exceptionally well adapted for speed. They are the fastest terrestrial bird in Australia and can run up to speeds of 48 kilometers per hour. Their long, powerful legs enable them to cover long and large distances. An interesting fact in regards to emus' locomotion is that emus cannot walk backwards due to the structure of their legs and joints. To protect themselves from predators and environmental challenges, emus rely on their speed and camouflage. Their long legs allow them to quickly escape danger, while their grayish-brown feathers help them to blend into their habitat, making them less visible to predators. Finally, the conservation status of emus is currently classified as least concern, meaning that wild population remains stable and are not considered threatened at this point in time. Rhinoceros iguanas are a reptile that can be found in the Caribbean. Rhinoceros iguanas are in the phylum Chordata, class Reptilia, order Squamata, family Iguanidae, genus Cyclura, and species C. cornuta. The rhinoceros iguana has several distinctive morphological characteristics. It has a long tail, a scaly body surface, and long claws on its feet. Unlike snakes, which also belong in the order Squamata but lack limbs, the rhinoceros iguana possesses strong hind legs that allow it to climb and move efficiently across rocky terrain. Like other reptiles, it regularly sheds its skin as it grows. One of its most distinctive features is the crest of sharp spines running along its back. In terms of behavior, rhinoceros iguanas are known for their head-bopping movements. Males frequently bop their heads to communicate with other iguanas, particularly when asserting dominance over rivals or courting females during the breeding season. The rhinoceros iguana have several feeding adaptations. It possesses plutarent teeth which are slightly angled and overlap one another, making them effective for shredding leaves and other plant material. Although they are primarily herbivores, they are also opportunistic feeders and may consume insects, crabs, and small vertebrates when available. For locomotion, the rhinoceros iguana relies on its strong hind legs for walking, running, and climbing. Its long claws provide excellent grip on rocks and uneven surfaces, while its long, muscular tail helps maintain balance and stability when moving through uneven terrain. To protect itself from predators and harsh environmental conditions, the rhinoceros iguana uses a variety of adaptations. Its powerful legs allows it to move quickly and escape threats, while its thick, scaly skin acts as an armor, protecting it from injury and helping it blend into its surroundings. When threatened, it can use its strong tail as a whip to deter predators. It may also use its claws and limbs to burrow into soil, providing protection from extreme temperatures and potential predators. Unfortunately, the rhinoceros iguana is currently classified as endangered. One of the key conservation strategies being used to support these species is captive breeding programs, where individuals are bred in protected environments before being released or managed to help maintain healthy populations. One interesting fact I learned at the zoo is that you can find frogs hiding in toilets. I don't know why I found it as an interesting fact, but to me it was just interesting to know that you can find frogs in toilets.
The fun fact that I learnt was that some species of lemurs use millipedes to self-medicate with their toxins.
I had never thought about it before, but I learnt that tigers can meow and what it sounds like. I think it's quite wholesome to know that they really are just big cats in every sense of the word.
The fun fact I learned at the zoo was that when first exiting a chrysalis, butterfly wings aren't actually ready to fly. They're crumpled up and like not fully hardened, so it needs to wait until they can dry and harden before it can actually use them to fly.